any side of the goal man shoot. Perform this excellent finish, I do it like Kane or Lukaku. Or like Beckham.
Pass the girls that tiki-taka, that's why they call us MSA. I'm on the block like winner, back road leger, fully paid on my inner. I fly past my head, top 10 of the motors, I wash like Sammy Khedira.
And I can still kick balls like Drogba, young and I've made big wins like Gossa. Too far gone, can't catch me, Costa. I'm off, pace, Costa.
3 of the best, he's made them pay, and that completes a wonderful hat-trick.
So we're back pre-season, but there's always stuff to talk about when it comes to football. Always. First things first, the second place, the runners-up, they got to be the first on topic to discuss this year, right?
Oh, of course. The almighty Arsenal.
What do you think so far? What's their
Where do we
window?
even start?
Where do we start?
Season expectation. What's a good
What's
season?
a good season for Arsenal now?
Second. I'll
Second
say it again. Yes.
Surely not.
Minimum. I'm saying minimum. Anything less than second, failure. Because of how we've done our transfer business so far and what it's looking like it's going to be, I would say second. At the end of the day, Man City, they're a juggernaut, bro. Like,
Yeah, no,
they're a
fair
force.
enough.
Do you get? They're a force
To be in competition with
reckoned
Man
with.
City is always it's always a good thing to be doing, isn't it? To push
Exactly. If we push City all the way again as a bare minimum and maybe win a trophy on the side, that's a successful season for me. We're continuing to build on what we did last season. I know second people say, oh, you're stagnant, you're staying where you are. But when you have a team like City that's involved and that's in the equation, for me, second is actually pretty decent alongside the trophy, of course.
Okay.
I think anything other than a league title and it's a failure.
Wait, before we start this video, make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe. We would really appreciate it. You know you're just being silly though, because you're a
Honestly-
Spurs fan, you're salty.
Honestly, how can you finish second in the league? How many points did you finish behind them?
Was it what? It ended up being like 5, innit?
7 or 5, something like that.
Something like that, innit?
6 or
So,
something.
spend
6.
200 million.
Yeah, that's what I say. Do you think the money you spent and the way you spent it, does it close the gap?
100%. I believe so.
So Rice was the gap.
I think with Rice, it adds, as long as Partey stays, he has to stay. Sorry for me, like I've already said, Partey is better than Rice. I think Rice has a lot to learn, and I think he could learn off someone like Partey. As long as Partey stays and Rice is in the equation, I also believe that if they both play together, it makes our midfield stronger in certain games.
Sort of like closing off games.
Exactly, closing off games, they would be the perfect two to have.
So wait, so you would start both of them? That would be your starting lineup. So Rice walks into 11.
Certain teams.
Okay, certain teams. Yeah. So like when you need more defensive security, like Anfield, for example.
Yeah, like Anfield, Etihad,
yeah,
those kind of places. Even at Old Trafford, I'll give United enough respect because Rice is good enough to do a job going forward as well. Let's not forget that. So for me,
you got to adapt the way you play
exactly.
as well against these grounds.
That's unreal squad depth if you keep them two.
Yeah,
you get
it.
so as well.
So that's why people can
Probably
talk
the
about
best 6-back partnership in the league.
That's
Like,
what
the
I'm
best
saying.
swap in the league.
So if we play like a 4-2, them two at the base of
Yeah.
the midfield, Odegaard in the middle of those two, then 3-1, literally like that. I think that's perfect for progression in terms of strength, squad depth. There'll be some games where players do have to miss out, and that's what big clubs have to do. So for 100%. Me, I think Arsenal's expectation has to be second minimum if we keep certain players. It will still be second regardless of if Partey stays or go, but...
What's your thoughts on the Havertz signing?
I think it's a good signing. I mean, I honestly, like, at first I was a bit skeptical, and there's a bit of skepticism around the whole transfer deal and like, raw Havertz, like really, like we're going for Havertz.
Weird one, isn't it?
Chelsea
it's weird, isn't it?
But it's because you look at
why would you do that?
Go on, continue.
You look at it, and it's like you look at Havertz at Chelsea, and you just see a person played out of position in the number 9. Like he's more of a second striker rather than a striker.
Second striker.
Yeah, but
he's going to be playing. It looks like he's going to be playing in the 8 role where Xhaka played.
Yeah,
that's
he's good.
That's what it looks like. They're going to plan on playing him.
I think as a number 8, you're almost like a second striker in a way in terms of
the late runs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this will suit him.
Yeah.
This will suit him a lot more than the role at Chelsea.
I saw a quote like people comparing him almost to like an Aaron Ramsey type build in terms of what they contribute to the team, and I think Havertz is very similar in what he might contribute to Arsenal in terms of what Ramsey did. So I look at that. And I do see a player.
You think he progresses to play well enough then in that 8 role?
You think what, sorry?
We don't
do you
know.
think he progresses? To be fair, we haven't seen much of him in deeper positions, but does he have the talent to progress play in the deeper roles?
He's only 24. I think there's a lot of things for him to still learn.
How highly thought of he was as well.
Yeah,
at
exactly. How highly thought of he was. I mean, there's a reason why Real Madrid wanted him, but they weren't ready to pay the wages.
Yeah, remember.
Even this window, bro, Madrid wanted him to be like a Benzema type replacement. Exactly. So for me, like, there's definitely a player that these managers see, and they know football more than we do ourselves.
Literally.
So if these managers are saying, I want Havertz, then there's definitely a player there, and I believe he will come good. Literally. Especially at a team like Arsenal where everyone's young. There seems to be a family type vibe. There's also a manager that's young as well. He understands what it's like to build young players. And like, there's a lot more stability in Arsenal than there is at Chelsea. Like, 100%. It gives, like, Arsenal's the perfect platform for you to express yourself. So for me, Havertz will be a good signing, and he's definitely one to watch.
One thing as well, I say with Havertz, well, similar to Mount, actually, I think they've never actually been played in a position and like molded into a single role.
Thank you.
They've always been multifaceted players where they'd play them here for a bit, then maybe a new manager comes in, he fancies them, and somewhere else.
That's what
They've never had like a role carved out for them. Like for me, I would always say with Mount when he was played on the wing, I think you do take away some of his game. Like,
a lot of
similar
it.
with Havertz, I feel like there was times where they would like shoehorn him into one position, and then before he can develop into playing that position, he moves somewhere else.
That's what I mean. Like with Havertz, bro, he's got silk to his game. Like he's a silky player in tight spaces, something Xhaka couldn't provide for us. I feel like his decision making in the final third will definitely be better than Xhaka's. It just remains to be seen whether he can do that defensive job. But I think Arsenal, the way they want to play next season is to dominate games and to basically be ruthless, because we were accused of not being ruthless. So if we play a more attacking lineup, there's a chance for us to be more ruthless going forward, score the goals, and maybe bring in a substitute later in the game when the game's already done to just see out the game.
Exactly. I see that as well. A lot of Arsenal fans say that, like, why are we the only team that can't smash teams by more than 5 goals?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, especially the ones where you definitely create enough chances to. Momentum's all in your favour. Why are you not putting away 5-6 chances a game when they come? Because one, it lets you rest other players, and it's just good for morale in general when you just smash a team.
That's what I'm saying.
It just shows, and it makes the rest of the league scared of you.
I'm just saying, I think only Man City and
Liverpool did it a few
whoever play at home to Spurs can do that.
Fair enough.
Genuinely, I don't. It's the Premier League, innit? You don't see many teams just get brushed away.
But when
like
we'll talk about Liverpool side that pushed City, they did that during that run.
They did that
multiple times during that run. They bullied a lot of sides.
They bullied the Big Six a lot as well.
I can't talk right now, but yeah.
They bullied Arsenal. No, they did.
Like,
destroyed us.
In the bigger ones, when against the Big Six, they were still putting more than 4 goals past teams in the Big Six.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That is the next evolution for Arsenal. I think, for me, for success for Arsenal would be, do you get into the position that Liverpool got into when they push City? Even if you don't go to that position where you push them all the way, and throughout the whole season you look like just untouchable throughout the entire way forward. You keep that run, and like, if City are just a little bit better than you, it's okay to lose a title like that.
The title ended in April, so now the next stage is to maybe give it till maybe the last 2 games of this season, the last 1 game of this season kind of vibe. Like,
this is another one. Sorry to butt in, but the big one, you cannot let them beat you again at the Emirates, man. I'm sorry, you cannot let that run for Man City. Not in the title contest, they can't beat you there, bro.
100%.
Because the title, that was the one game where City could decide to sit a 3-point swing both games, and they won. They took all 3 points both games. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, no. That's facts. That's facts.
It's the way you lost it as well. It's just like
it's the manner.
The fact it all come at the end.
When you think about it, it all came down to those 2 games. It was 6 points that we lost the title by. It came to those games, or 5 points.
So if you stopped one of the swings,
that's
could have done
saying.
a lot, innit?
Even both of them. Why couldn't we get a draw at the Etihad? Why couldn't we get a draw at the Emirates?
No, it's fair enough. Literally, Emirates.
You get it, yeah.
That's your one place to show City who you are, innit? And like,
but we kind of did, but then moments
getting rid of. I just think towards the back end of the season, you lacked a bit of backbone. So it's like getting rid of a player like Xhaka, who shows fight. I'm not saying it's not the right time to get rid of him. It's just, I suppose, bringing in Rice.
I was about to say Rice is probably even an upgrade on that. Rice is 100% going to be a future captain at your club. You can see mentality is there with
people. Say he's going to be a future captain. Like Odegaard's going anywhere. Odegaard's here to stay, fam.
True.
He'll be vice captain at most, but if Odegaard stays and becomes,
I even think the modern day captain doesn't even mean much nowadays compared to what
it still does.
I think there's leaders in the squad like. Where, like,
I think
Ruben Diaz is the captain for Man City, but Gundogan holds the badge.
Do you know
what I mean?
There's different captains though. Like David Beckham was a lead by example captain rather than I'm going to shout at everyone captain. But you still have them players in the club.
But I always think you need one in defence, 100%. Like organises the back four. Like with Arsenal especially, they kind of just split the pitch to two. We will have a unit for when we get countered, and I think Rice will be like head of that unit for like what happens when we're out of possession, and then Odegaard's our in possession unit. How he's going to
lead them by example.
In possession.
But Odegaard's even more of a talker now as well.
I think Partey's gone though.
I know that's the thing that hurts me the most.
You're not going to spend 105 million on a player for him to not start every
That's
league.
That's the thing, exactly. Rice has to
and then why are we getting Havertz for 65 million as well?
I know you got Champions League as well, and like you want better squad depth, but I just don't think.
So another 6.
Yeah, no. If we
get
Lavia,
if you get Lavia, then Partey's
Gareth gone. I think Arsenal are ready to even take a cut price for Partey. What, 20 million?
Yeah,
they're smart. They know what's around the corner, innit?
That's what it is. It's about you prepare before, exactly.
Innit, literally,
before
man.
it happens, innit?
I love Partey so much. It would be sad for me to see him go because I know what he contributes to that team, and it always hurts me when Arsenal fans just turn their back on him because like, look how what he's done for us, man. Like, it's actually sad. I'm teary still. I'm actually teary over Partey. The thought of Partey leaving Arsenal, like, I'll be so real. Like, that guy has carried us, bro, in that midfield. Like, I don't care what anyone says. We didn't make top 4 because of him that season when Spurs.
Because he's unreliable.
I know,
that's another thing as well. Rice is
but that's what I'm saying. I know he's unreliable, but I'm saying like buy Rice and keep the squad depth there. Like Partey cost 45 million years ago. Let him go on a free in 2 years' time. Who gives a shit, man? Just keep him, man. Why does he have to leave now, man? Partey's that guy for us.
Just
I don't care.
They don't want that.
Yes.
They don't want that. What's your Champions League aspirations? Because no one cares about Partey.
That's actually a really good question. Yeah. How far do you want to go? Or how far do you think the squad can go?
I think the squad can make the semis minimum, bro. I don't see why. I think Europe's so weak.
I agree. Competition in Europe is
as long as we avoid City, I think Arsenal can go all the way, bro.
I just think away from home, I don't know
when the lights are on. Apart from City and probably Madrid, because they just have that aura.
Even Bayern.
I think we can do a job on Bayern.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's too many.
The history doesn't not looking good for Bayern.
No, but history, man. It's all about now. It's all about today. It's all about living in the moment. That's what life is all about.
True. I think it's going to be quite different for these players as well.
Exactly.
Like, they've never stepped foot in these stadiums. You got a deep as well. Like,
I know, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think some of them will step up to it, but some of them will cower away from it. Like, it's just natural.
Someone like Saka.
I don't think Arsenal will make it out of the group.
Yeah, I don't know what saying names.
I think Saka's a slight. Yeah, Martinelli's on it. I think Saka likes hiding though sometimes still. He's a bit shy.
He was quiet in the running.
He's a bit shy.
He was quiet in the running.
Not in the big games because he scores in the big games. I mean, like, in them kind of moments, I still feel like he's a bit shy. He needs to kind of come to his own.
Believe in himself.
Believe in himself. That's it.
I do think sometimes he doesn't think like he should be, not like he should be at this level, but
he
sometimes plays in a way it's like, oh, let me just stop making mistakes.
Like Saka's a generational talent.
Sticking up for him though, I think he's fucking tired legs. Didn't he play like every game but the last game?
No, but still, man.
We say that, but look how many games United still played, and some of our players are still turning up towards the end of the season. Like Rashford, like he's still like
kind of turn up against Sevilla
though. Purple patch. Like he had that purple patch in the middle of the season.
But in terms of number of games, we had way more games this season than Arsenal had.
Yeah, but one Rashford missing for a period with an injury.
Yeah, 100%. But
Saka was turned up every game.
Remember how early Arsenal left in all the other competitions?
Yeah, as well. That's what I'm saying, bro.
We were playing 3
There's
games.
no excuses. Sorry, there's no excuses about tired legs.
Sorry, so the last game of
what do you mean tired legs? You're going to be playing Champions League. Don't give me that tired leg.
Like, you can't say, we're going to forfeit out of this competition.
Especially how old he is as well. You got to remember, he's only how old? 20, 21?
That's what I mean. He still has a lot of room for improvement, bro. That's my point in the big games.
But it's not even an improvement. It's just getting used to your legs playing that much football at that age.
I don't know. I think if you're younger, then why do you need?
I think like each player will react differently to it. That's why I think towards the back end of the season, you saw it. You saw he looked tired. He looked off his game, sort of thing.
That's the second season in a row. Exactly, what did he not learn then from the year before, bro?
Thank you.
The year before, would you say that was his fault, or would you say it was more like you said earlier? Partey being injured is where you lot lost.
No, but then he still didn't turn up in those games.
No, but he still wasn't like himself.
Exactly. You see from the levels that Saka set and the ceiling, the height he sets here, he doesn't maintain at the back end of the season.
That's what I mean. Like, you need it, bro. That's the business end of the season, bro. That's what they play for. Do you get it? Like, you have to find those legs somewhere, bro.
Bro, players play for injuries all the time as well. That's the side of the season. You got to thug it out. That's how it gets, innit?
Bro, no one's gonna care about you having tired legs, bro. They're looking at end results.
But that's what I'm saying. So Arsenal need a player who to rotate them with, even if it's for the last 20 minutes of games.
Yeah, I know, and we still haven't found that guy yet. maybe Havertz is maybe that reason why we bought him, because of his versatility. Even though I feel like his main role will be midfield, I do feel like in certain situations he might be able to be played out in the wing. Innit? He's a different type of player to Saka, so he might offer something a bit different. But yeah, I do believe that maybe that's why Arteta did get someone like Havertz, just because of that versatility. And Arteta that's getting versatile players. We've seen it in the past.
Yeah, he does. That's something different to experiment.
Do you get what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Saka and what happens with Arsenal's backup winger in it. Reece Nelson signing a contract, but
yeah, I was going to say, is that your next position you would target if you could pick one? That next one?
Yeah, I don't think Reece Nelson's competent enough to be a long-term replacement or a long-term backup cover for Saka in it. I feel like we need two players that are very good. Yeah, fighting. Exactly. Reece Nelson knows he's never gonna get ahead of Saka, bro. No matter what he does in training.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like Reece Nelson's only gonna be a bit part player in the cup games, bro. That's about it.
Like with what you got with Trossard and Martinelli, if Martinelli doesn't like perform, Trossard will just slot in.
That's what I mean.
He will play.
I'm not. Hey, that's even another thing. Like I'm not the biggest fan of Trossard. I'll be so honest with you. Like I know it sounds mad harsh. Like Arsenal fans might hate me for it. But I'm not a mad fan of him. I'll be so honest. Like, I'll be real. Like, I see Trossard and I see him as a player that's, he's decent at link-up play and stuff, but is Arsenal really his level? Is he in the Arsenal ball? And like, no, I think he's a bit less than that. The only reason we got him, like I said, is because we just didn't get a Mudryk. Yeah. And at the end of the day, Arsenal fans can say what they want about, Trossard, he's better than Mudryk. He's this and that. No. Bro, fuck that shit, fam. I wanted Mudryk, fam. I don't care what Mudryk's done for Chelsea so far. Mudryk's ceiling is... Bro, if Mudryk gets the right coach, and Arteta was the right coach for him...
put a hand around him.
Fuck that, man. I would have wanted Mudryk any day of the week, fam. Trossard, for me, like, he doesn't do enough on the wings when he plays. I do honestly think, like, when we don't have Martinelli, we're missing a lot.
I think you miss goal threat when you don't play Martinelli.
Bro, Martinelli had one game where he was off the ball. Arteta took him out. He had a few games where he was off the ball. Arteta took
He's
him
always
out.
The first one to get hooked as well.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah,
but Arteta put him straight back in the squad because he knew, fam. He knew deep down, like, right, Martinelli's my guy. Like, bro, I don't care.
But it might have just been that kick up the arse, innit?
Yeah, it was exactly the kick up the arse that was needed. But sometimes, like, if Martinelli's injured now, I don't think Trossard's a reliable guy to be long-term cover for him. Yeah. I'd rather Jesus play in the wing and then Ketty up front.
I think that could be one.
No, not in Ketty up front. That's a bang.
No. Havertz will play up front.
Havertz now. Yeah. Or maybe rotate a bit.
What's happening with Balogun? Last point. What's happening with him?
No,
keep him, sell him. Where to though now? Because
no one even wants him. That's the thing.
No one wants him, but the French league goals they're not valued as high as anyone.
But I'm surprised that why isn't no one in for him though? Like a 20 goal plus league.
Yeah. Get him and
how much money are you trying to save?
Apparently the reported figures 35 million, and out. Bro, it's 35 million. Get that doshin right now, bro.
But then outside of England, not a lot of clubs
have that money.
That's what I'm saying.
That's that young as well.
But I just didn't see a space for him in the squad. That's just the truth.
It's sad when that happens, but it does happen.
That's just football. Like if he managed to take his chances when he did have them, unfortunately he didn't really. Then we might have had a different discussion right now. He might have even been the second striker. He might have even been the first striker.
He might not have bought Jesus.
Exactly, bro. That's the thing. So for me, like, we just have to sell him out. His value is high right now.
I agree.
That's the truth.
As sad as it is, yeah. Okay, we'll wrap up on that one then.
Yeah, I would say that's just about it about Arsenal, really.